It's happening again. The Panthers give a brutal update that has serious implications. Rookie wide receiver Chriz Brazzell goes down with a LCL injury, leaving the Panthers with yet another injury in training camp. What's going on, guys? It is Tanner Blue, Carolina Panthers Digest. Hope you were doing well today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, talking Carolina Panthers every single day. But lately, it seems like we keep talking about the same exact thing, and it's not good. Injuries, injuries, injuries. What is going on? What is happening with the Carolina Panthers right now in training camp? We're a week into training camp, a week and a half. Chriz Brazzell, who we're talking about today, going down with the LCL tear. We got Nick Scorton with a torn ACL. He's done for the season. Taylor Moton with a blood clot. You got the offensive line suffering from various back injuries. You got other guys going out with twisted ankles. Mitchell Evans, like we talked about the other day. What is happening in Carolina right now? Fans left very concerned and upset and frustrated because here we are at the beginning of camp. You're excited. You want to see these young guys, especially the younger guys, compete and get out there and show what they can do. But they keep getting injured, and it's unfortunate. It is a part of the game. There's no one really to blame. It just is. It's something that happens. But man, it just seems like the Panthers going with a string of bad luck. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about it. Chriz Brazzell going down with an LCL tear. Let's pull up the news here. This is courtesy of ESPN News Services. Carolina Panthers rookie wide receiver Chriz Brazzell II suffered a moderate lateral collateral ligament tear, say that 3 times fast, in his left knee in practice Wednesday and is expected to be sidelined for up to 8 weeks, a league source told ESPN, confirming a report by The Athletic. The injury came on a non-contact play. Brazzell, who is competing for the Panthers wide receiver 3 role, will seek a second opinion. Brazzell was selected in the 3rd round out of Tennessee by the Panthers this year, had missed 2 practices earlier this week because of soreness in that knee. Dave Canales said he felt weird on it, sat down, we took him in, we'll give him a full evaluation, get a picture of that, and we'll get you some information there, said Canales earlier Wednesday, according to the team's website. So this was after practice before we knew the severity of the injury. So guys, Chriz Brazzell going down with an injury. So we're talking about a rookie wide receiver here, super fast, really looking to compete for that wide receiver 3 position alongside Xavier Legette. And so far, he seems to have had a pretty solid camp. He's missed a few practices with some knee soreness and things like that, which a lot of people were concerned, is this the same injury as that same knee that's been sore? I've seen online that it has been confirmed that it is not to do with that same injury. So take that with a grain of salt. But Chriz Brazzell injured, and really is a guy has had a solid camp. Like I was saying, he made that one big play, this big catch a week ago. Granted, it was out of bounds, but him and Mike Jack going up, competing for the ball at the highest point. Really just good to see a rookie wide receiver get in there and make plays. And like I said, Brazzell and XL, I think they both kind of know, hey, it's me or you for this wide receiver 3 position. But unfortunately, Chriz Brazzell was going to have to wait. Injuries, like I said, have been an unfortunate part of the Panthers training camp so far, as we've discussed. Several players going down. Luckily, this injury, they say up to 8 weeks. When you look at the timeline, this could be just a few games into the season. As a matter of fact, I want to look at a tweet here by a really good guy to follow on Twitter that covers the Panthers, Edgar Salamingo Jr. 8-week recovery for Chriz Brazzell. That puts him in line to return by week 4, but he might be better served sitting out through the bye and coming back week 6. I don't think that's a bad take. I think that's completely reasonable. It does say in the article he's going to go for a second opinion, so maybe he can come back earlier, but at this point, I think you wait. If it's week 4 and he feels great, he wants to come back and kind of rev things up a little bit, sure, put him in, but I don't think it's unreasonable to think that week 6 would be a realistic return after, I'm assuming, week 5 is the bye. So I think that's great news in terms of it's not a long-term injury, like season ending, but it is unfortunate to see. that a guy this young and just starting his career out, going through a little bit of an injury, is going to have to be on the sidelines and he's going to have to wait, unfortunately. So this is it's unfortunate, but what can you do? It's just unfortunate because you're in a spot where you're a rookie. You're competing for wide receiver 3 position alongside a former first round pick, and now you go down and you're going to lose those valuable reps. When you're a rookie, when you're coming into the NFL, those reps, those training camp, the preseason, that is super, super valuable to a wideout, any rookie in the NFL, because those are reps. You need reps to get caught up to game speed. He's going to get dropped right into his first ever NFL game and had no camp really, had no preseason prep. He's just going to get dropped in. He's had practices, obviously, but no real game speed. But he's just going to have to wait. On the other side of things, this is, if you want to look at it from a positive aspect, this gives Xavier Legette the upper hand and the opportunity to say, look, this isn't the way I wanted to win this battle, but this is my chance to go out and prove I can be wide receiver number 3. And he has this opportunity. Unless other guys like Jimmy Horn or David Moore or Bryson Tremaine or some of these other guys kind of step up and fill in, John Mechie, unless they can come up big, this is XL's time. He has to show that this is his opportunity. This is his time to take the wide receiver 3 position and never give it back. And then when Chriz Brazzell comes back, he can help relieve him some and be that number 4 guy and give him a chance to rev up and get those reps in while he's coming back from an injury. So this is certainly the time for XL to have his opportunity to go and make plays and show that he's the guy. So that is something that is possible. Another thing I wanted to look at real quick is Chriz Brazzell's stats coming out of college. It seems like he's done a nice job. So his first 2 years, he was at Tulane. 1 year he had 1 catch. I'm not sure there was an injury there. And the next year, he revved up with 44 catches, over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. A pretty solid season. The next year, the volume went down whenever he transferred to Tennessee. But his last season, 62 grabs, over 1,000 yards, averaging about 16 yards per catch with 9 touchdowns. Those are some solid stats, and it is going to be interesting to see if he's going to have a slow rev start period like we can see with his statistics here through college. But it'll be interesting to see. But Chriz Brazzell, unfortunately, going down with an injury. But hopefully he can get better soon, and hopefully he's not out for too long. 8 weeks, it seems like a while, but it looks like he's probably going to miss a few games to begin the regular season. So the Panthers, again, continue the injury bug. When will it end? Will the injury curse end? Let's hope this is it. I feel like I say this every day now, but my goodness, can we get a break with these injuries? Please and thank you. Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in. And make sure to like and subscribe. Keep pounding, guys. We're going to make it. We're going to make it through this, but hopefully, no more injuries. I'll see you guys on the next one.